You know the saying, you don't know what you got until it's gone? Yeah, I'm kind of feeling it with this. Hello guys, welcome back to New Who HQ. Today we're going to discuss me missing two-parters basically, but look at it properly as to how good some two-parters were, why I missed them, and why I feel like the show misses them as well. Before we get into this video, if you're new to the channel and you'd like to subscribe, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. If you can help me in any way possible, I would honestly massively appreciate it. And thank you to everybody that is subscribing, liking, commenting, engaging. It's great to see. Two-parters for me, I used to have a very mixed feeling on, because some of the best .2 stories we have gotten from New Who are two-parters, with the likes of Family of Blood, Human Nature, Science in the Library, Forest of the Dead. But I will admit there are others, like that Dalek two-parter. I can't even really remember the name, nor am I going to look it up because I don't like it. And there's been many issues over the years where two-parters, especially the second part, have gotten very slow, and there was a lot of bits that could have easily been cut out. But I'm going to defend all of that today. And the reason I've changed my mind, and I miss two-parters massively, of course the Series 1 finale with Ncuti Gatwa and Millie Gibson, I'm not counting that because two-parters, a finale, are normally tying in all the mystery boxes, everything together. So I'm talking about mid-season two-parters. Now in my opinion, I think there are more better two-parters than bad ones. Even Before the Flood, Under the Lake two-parter was great, and for me what I remember about that episode of Capaldi was purely the history. It gives depth and history towards the story that we're in, and that is great for side characters. Now, some stories do not need two parts, fair enough. Some things stand alone fantastically as they are, like Blink for example, Unicorn and the Wasp, that type of thing, standalone stories which are great. But there are other stories like Time Heist, for example, maybe even Midnight, I know, which could have benefited more from two-parters. But linking it back to now, with the two series, or the 1.5 seasons that we've currently got, it's simply just a lack of squeezing a lot of things in, which... Thing is, when you've got gods, when you bring gods into stories, very high-stake beings, very high stakes stories, to just defeat them in one episode is really undermining and not insulting towards that god. A little bit underwhelming with how that story ends with a villain, like in The Devil's Cord, all of that. Now I completely understand with a low count series it's literally impossible to do mid-season two-parters. I understand that. But for me, there have been many times where things have felt very rushed, villains have been defeated way too easily, and side characters haven't been explored enough, or left feeling pretty wasteful, irrelevant, and kind of just there for decoy. A lot of the reason why I didn't like two-parters was having them quieter moments where nothing really happens, but now when I think about it, those moments were normally where the side characters would up their development, their character development. Miss Evangelista from Science in the Library and Forest of the Dead could have just been a normal character that dies to kick off the Vashta Nerada, but instead we get a fantastic backstory about her being put onto this alternative timeline. She's there to warn Donna. She becomes massively important towards the story for Donna to then realise. So that's what I mean, using them side characters makes the episode more memorable and makes us fall in love more with the story. And of course, whilst you could very easily argue that many .2 two-parters normally drop off as they do in viewing figures as well as interest, if you can get through it, it's normally a better payoff. There's more stakes behind it, there's just generally more excitement for that story to end, and the payoffs are normally much better than just in a one-parter because of the build-up. You've got to wait a week. But two-parters you'd hope we'd get people to come back if it ends on a cliffhanger. We don't have enough cliffhangers in Doctor Who, which is why I feel like a lot of people don't feel like they have to come back. If you introduce two-parters again, you've then got that element of saying, oh, you know, I want to come back next week and see what happens to this or that. So I completely understand that some Doctor Who two-parters drag and some of them don't need to be two-parters, but if done well and when done well, my favourite top 5 best Doctor Who episodes ever, I'd say about 75% of them are two-parters. So they're absolutely beneficial, and if they ever did come back, I think that would be great. And you could do it in an 8-part series. I understand there's normally a two-parter in the finale, but honestly, I'd much rather have an hour-long finale, no two-parter, and then just have like a two-parter in between. But let me know your thoughts about Doctor Who two-parters. 3-parters I like as well. They're normally, I mean, they would absolutely not work in an 8-part series because that's literally nearly half of the series on one story. You basically at that point might as well just, at that point you might as well just do like a flux story where you just do one whole story for the whole series. But 3-parters are equally, even sometimes better than 2-parters. But let me know what you think about this topic. If you'd like to subscribe and give this video a like, that'd be very, very nice. And I'll see you all very, very soon. Goodbye.